The significance of being here, of shooting here, brings back so many memories. I don't recall the year, but it was one of the years that the Stellar Awards were held here. And I was new in the business, still trying to break into the industry. I was just hanging around with some musical associates and my wife. We didn't even have tickets to get into the Stellar Awards, and a friend of mine met a friend who was a producer and gave us 3 tickets for about the amount of $150 a piece. We got into the Stellar Awards. It was over. It was a wonderful show. And then all the stars started hanging back toward the green room. And I wanted to get in. And so we finally devised a way to get past security. And I was standing outside the green room's door. And I finally something came over me and said, you know what? I'm not a groupie. If I'm not going in, I'm going home. And I went to knock on the door. And when they opened the door, it was Minister Kirk Franklin standing behind the door. And he said to me, he said, hey, big cat, big guy, where you been? And it startled me because I'd never met him before. I went on in and I begged for my wife and my friend, and we came on in, and there I met absolutely everybody. Kirk Franklin, Donnie McClurkin, Yolanda Adams, the Williams brothers, you name it. I saw Roberta Flack and Minister Richard Smallwood was on the stage at that time, and I met Dr. Bobby Jones, and this is the place to where it all began before I started to fly around the country and be a part of the Bobby Jones show. Here in the lobby, I met Dr. Bobby Jones, and I remember asking him, hey, Dr. Jones, how you doing? My name is VonFrederiCK. I said, what does it take to get on your show, to get in on your industry retreat show? And he gave me the information, what to do, mail this, go online. I remember asking him, I said, well, Dr. Jones, that's gonna take a long time, isn't it? And he looked at me and he smiled. He said, are you willing to wait on the Lord? I said, yes, sir, I'm willing to wait on the Lord. He said, well, then wait on him. And we shook hands and parted ways. I did what he said to do, and three and a half weeks later, I got an invite from Dr. Bobby Jones' office inviting me to the next gospel industry retreat in Florida. And I was like, oh my God, I got an opportunity to be on the show. I didn't have the money. I was almost like, Dr. Jones, I was just bluffing. I don't really have the money to be on the show. But my wife and I trusted God. And I remember praying to the Lord, I said, Lord, if this is your will for my music to take off, you've got to make the way, because I don't have the funds. I don't have the resources. And I tell you, by faith and by God's wisdom, a week later, checks just started coming in the mail for an astronomical amount that covered what we needed to do to get to Florida and back and some. Shooting here is so personal to me, because this is where I left off, and now with the release of the CD Stride, I'm picking up where I left off here at downtown Houston, Hilton Americas.